This neighborhood over here, this officially is part of Ditmas Park, and the school that's zoned for this block that has a 90% poverty rate. And that means that in a family of 5, total household income is less than about $26,000, and the kids qualify for school lunch. In the school 1 block over, the poverty rate is 80%, and the population is also 50% Asian, which would lead us to indicate that the vast majority are Pakistani.
This is Coney Island Avenue, so there's a large majority of subcontinent people here, and they fail to assimilate really well, or even become part of the community. And that's the reason why the community center is being built, so that the Muslims here become more a part of the community. So efforts like this definitely play a big role. This is the first event that they're having at this community center, so this is the intro to this community center. I think it's a good first move.
You know what color you want?
Red little. Red.
There's not that many stuff going on in the community. This is somewhat rare. I'm from Queens, so Brooklyn is like a new country, you know?
Oh, you don't live in Brooklyn?
Only for the summer. I'm just on Avenue J, just
okay.
for 2 or 3 months, that's it. It's really crazy how much differences they are. To the point it's like, are we in the same community?
The issue here is a lot of the families don't know English, so it becomes an issue for security. It becomes an issue just like trying to talk to them and trying to give them a message, whether it's to move back or whether it's to talk about Islam or to talk about their kids. It's an issue, but we're dealing with it. A lot of them speak Spanish, and some of the families here who are from the sub-Asian continent, they speak their own language, they don't speak English.
It's hard to tell what country you're in when you're walking around. When you look at the signs on the shops, if you pan this across the street, you'll see, if you look at some of the signs, you see Urdu all over the place.
People say like this is a little Pakistan, but really like you have Nepalis, you have Kashmiris, you have Mirpuris, that is. You have people from urban backgrounds, people from rural backgrounds, you have farmers turning into cab drivers, you have lawyers turning into construction workers. It's like a really, really complicated and lovely, diverse community. And sometimes people get along real well, and sometimes, they don't. And that's what a community is all about. If you sit in this corner for an hour and you record all the people going by, they will not all be Pakistani. They'll be Nepali, they'll be Jewish, they'll be African American, they'll be Russian, they'll be Ukrainian, they'll be Uzbekistani, they'll be Sudani. It's quite amazing, actually.
Lucky, let's go Mets. What about the Yankees?
So I really like the fact that it was a mixed audience, like it wasn't fully like Pakistani. We had Hispanic people and we had black people, so that was really good. And
it was nice to see everybody out helping each other and helping the community. It really makes a difference when you speak to the people out here. It changes their perspective.
And people were very receptive to conversation, so I think it was important that we had people ushering the line and talking to people because it made them feel more welcome.
I got to brush up on my Spanish, and I was talking to one of the Spanish neighbors, and she was telling me, she was like, I wish I had a Muslim neighbor. And that's exactly what we want people to realize, that a Muslim neighbor is supposed to be the best neighbor out there. And that is what the Prophet ﷺ has taught us.
As far as the media goes, they have a different perspective, they all think of it as terrorists. But when we do events like that, alhamdulillah, it makes a big difference. And thanks everybody for coming out, and jazakallah khair.
Thank you guys for coming.
This is the site of the future ICNA Brooklyn Community Center, where they hope to have activities for youth, for the elders, for sisters especially as well. We want your involvement to help this project go further. In years to come, we don't want to see rocks on the floor, but we want to see a basketball court, a room over there with a kitchen. I'm thinking about food right now. But yeah, we want to see this grow into a beautiful center where we have these type of projects as well, serving the community. It needs to involve you, and we need to get more involved in our communities, wherever you guys are, inshallah. With that said, subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.